Hello my angels and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be creating this look right here, and for this look we are going to be using the Bperfect Carnival Extra Large palette today. And for my lips I have dug out an old lipstick, a beautiful lipstick. I can't believe I forgot I own this lipstick. So I think it's L'Oreal lipstick, colour Richie I think, and it's this one here, and it's, oh my god, yeah, it's L'Oreal Paris. Look at the patterns. Can you see the patterns? Look at the patterns. That's the only reason why I bought it, because of the patterns on the actual lipstick. But look at it on my lips. She's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I just got concealer foundation all over myself. How I managed to do that is a mystery. But yeah, you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. Right, as you can see, I've already done one eye and obviously both of my brows, so we're just going to go straight in. So for today's look, I probably already mentioned it in the intro, we are going to be using the Bperfect Carnival Extra Large Pro Palette today. I absolutely love my Carnival palettes. Love them, absolutely love them. Instastellar though, it's got to be my fave. Or the Antidote. One or the other. But anyway, for today's look, I'm going to go a little bit different, or in a different order this time. So I'm taking my Bperfect brush, which is BPE 13, and I'm taking the shade Fade. I'm loading my brush up, tapping the excess off, and I need to buff out my creases before we crack on. So we just do that. As you all know, I'm using the Beauty Crop Concealer brush to do that. Okay, so, and then I'm just lightly dusting the shade Fade into my crease and to my brow. Just literally lightly, you know, you can build up the colour if you wish, but this is like the transition shade, if you will, to help all the other shades that we're going to put on blend gloriously. Just a little bit more down the bottom, and there we go. We can come back to it at the end, it's not a big deal. So on another Bperfect brush, BPE 07, I am taking the shade, was it that one? Yeah, Intuition. Same look I did with Fade. Loaded my brush up and tapped off the excess, and like we also did, we are taking this into the crease and blending it up and blowing it out. As you can see what I'm doing, we are literally blending this shade out completely. If you feel like you need to go back in with the first shade, do so. I think I'm going to do that. There we go. So it's muted it out a little bit. Okay, so on another Bperfect brush, BPE 15, we are taking the shade Inferno, loading that brush up, tapping off the excess, and we are putting this in the crease. Basically we're going to go on top of Intuition. There we go. I feel like if we put the red straight on, I feel like the red will go patchy. Not because of the palette or anything, I think that's just red in general. So the shades that we put down previously will just prevent that. Okay, just to make it even, I'm going to do what I did with the other eye because I went a bit too heavy-handed on this one. I took a small brush, which is Bperfect BPE 16, in the shade Fade. And then I went into my inner corner to mute it down a little bit. But like I said, I'm only doing this on this side because I want it to match the other one. If you feel like you don't need to do this step, then you can skip it. Absolutely fine. Okay, so on a Bperfect Stacey Marie brush, which is 301, we are taking the shade Lights Out. Again, loading the brush up, tapping off the excess, and we are slowly but surely gonna create the wing. I lost my words again. And then from the lower part, like you do your wing with your eyeliner, that's where you buff out the shadow, and then you join it to the crease. And then how I do it, I buff it out at the same time to create the blended effect. Again, this is all optional. You can blend as you go or blend individually. I was going to put a bit more shadow on this brush, but I decided not to. So I'm just taking a brush that has no product on it. Well, it probably does now, but when I first used it, it didn't. And it was just literally going to be used for what I'm doing, which is to blend the shade out a bit better. So it's a Bperfect Stacey Marie 201 brush. Just taking a little dab of the lights out just to help with the blending. Okay, so I didn't cut my crease out or nothing because we literally just gonna, I can't pick up my brush. Just gonna go with the same shade. So on a Jessup 237 brush, we are taking the shade Inferno, and we are putting that on our lid. Okay. Going with that brush we used to blend, just to blend the inner corner a little bit, just gently, nothing too serious. Okay, so that is done. If you feel like you need to, you can go back in with the black. I'm just going to do a little touch up, nothing exciting, just a little touch up. Okay, so now I'm going to just quickly clean up my fallout and I'll be back. Okay, so that is done. So now we're going to do my wing. So I'm using Makeup Revolution X Roxi eyeliner. Okay, so the eyeliner is done, and as you can tell, I instantly set it. So I used a Bperfect brush, which is BPD01, and I used the shade Lights Out to set my liner. Okay, so now for the fun parts, we're gonna do glitter. Okay, so I'm taking the NYX glitter glue and I'm loading my brush up with that and then wiping the excess off. And then with Makeup Revolution glitter balm of Hall of Fame, I'm literally just dipping my brush in there and tapping off the excess, and then just tap it all over the lid. So on to base, which I will do after I clean my face. That rhymes. Okay, so now for base, I'm going to go in with primer. Shock, I know. So I'm using Revolution Pro Perfecting Featherweight Primer. So we see, I'm not sure it should be that runny. Actually, I won't do my forehead just in case it does mess up my eyeshadow. Okay, I'm going to put this next bit on the brush just in case it runs down and ruins the eyeshadow. Okay, primer on. I need to do something with my hair because I don't want it like all the time because it gives me a headache, but I want it off my face at the same time. Even headbands give me headaches. It's annoying. Okay, right. I feel like I can go straight in. Okay, so I think the foundation that I wanted to use, I've only got two shades, which is F1 and F5. How I managed to do that, I have absolutely no idea. So before we used in Real Life Filter by Makeup Revolution, I'm going to go in with their Conceal and Define foundation in the shade F2. Just a little bit. Should have probably gone in with F3 because even though that's slightly too dark, it's you know what, we're just going to go in with 3 foundations. It matches me better than F2. F2 suddenly has gone quite light for me, where it's usually my perfect shade. I stopped using it for ages because of it. Okay, so my foundation is on. I feel like I'm more pale than I should be. I did go in with another foundation. I went in with the F5 in Real Life filter. So effectively I've got 4 foundations on my face right now. So that's probably not a good thing, but it is what it is. And every time I do foundation, I always get a itchiness around my nose, or my nose needs blowing, or I need to sneeze every time I do my base. Okay, so I got my damp blender, so I'm just gonna damp all over just to make sure it's blended evenly. Oh, I forgot to tell you, one of my cats decided to bring a mouse into my house. I have no idea when it happened, so I'm a little concerned with that. It's just 3 out of 4 of my cats were going absolutely mental for this area in my living room. And what I have like a shelf with little like square slots. It's like a cube storage unit, and yeah, my cats were going absolutely mental over this storage unit. I was just like, oh, what you're after? Thinking it was a spider, and I was bracing myself for a spider, and I was like, I don't do spiders, just in case you don't know. And so I was expecting this massive spider just to run out at me, but no, it's a little tiny field mouse, and I was just like, oh my god. So I was just like, right, all your cats in the kitchen. And then I just got a random container to try and get the mouse in, then try and release it. But my kitten, Nala, got to the mouse, and I think she just scratched it and made the mouse bleed. So we couldn't take it to a wildlife centre just in case, because apparently if a cat bites the mouse, they've got bacteria in their teeth, and if it gets to the mouse's bloodstream, it kills them regardless what you do, unless you can get them to a wildlife centre which is basically a wildlife centre, as soon as possible when they're open. But our local one closes after a certain time, and unfortunately this happened after our wildlife centre closed. So I lost track of what I was going on about. So if you can't get to a wildlife centre on time, they're toast basically. So we were just hoping that we didn't make it wasn't its last few hours. But the bleeding seems to have stopped. We kept him in like the little tub that I got out for him. Gave him some shreddies, some water. We kept him in there for a few hours, and we released him before we went to bed. And yeah, he was happy to go. Okay, so my contour is done. I need to redo my brow because I went over it with the foundation. Okay, so now for concealer. So I'm gonna go in with C1, and then on top of that with C02. Okay, to set everything that I just done, we are going to go in with the Revolution. I think this is in Real Life 2-in-1 powder, so you get the press and the loose. And I'm taking the press powder on a P. Louise brush, which is 738. Oh my god, I am so excited for the calendar. I wasn't going to watch the video where they shown what was in it. I wanted to be surprised, but I watched it. So I will be doing an unboxing here on my channel. I did do a practice run with the Makeup Evolution Advent calendar, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do the actual video. Like, do you want me to sit down like I am now and unbox it and talk to you, or do you want to just see the product itself being unboxed? like a short video, a TikTok or something. Okay, so I'm just going to get everything prepared. So I've got the loose powder ready. So for Revolution bronzer, so this is in the shade P12, it's their matte press powder. And I'm going to take one of my favourite brushes, which is a P. Louise brush, F14, yes. I love these like small angled sturdy brushes, absolutely love them. Spectrum has one as well, and I've put that to one side so I'm not constantly using the same brush all the time. Okay, so that's all done. Do you know what I just realised? I was meant to do a full face of Makeup Revolution. It's fine, we'll do that in the next video. So on the same blender that I've been using, I'm taking the loose powder, and probably the wrong blender for this. Okay, so that is all done. So I'm just going to leave this to set for a few minutes, and then we just finish off with the rest of our base. Okay, so that's been set for a few minutes. I nearly got the wrong powder then, and I can't find. Never mind, I found it. Okay, so we're going to go in with the Revolution press powder in the shade Vanilla, and we've got a blush quad palette. So I'm going to use this with today's look, and apparently I can't open it anymore. Okay, so I'm just using this shade down here. This one seems to be calling me the most. This is my shade of blush. I don't like them too in your face. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now for highlighter. But before we go straight in with highlighter, we're going to spritz our face a little bit first. So I'm using I Heart Revolution Fix and Spray, the Peaches and Cream. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry down just a little bit, I'm just going to get my brush ready once I find it. There we go. And now we're going to help it to dry down a little bit faster. Oh, I had that mini one to use. So I'm using the Revolution Pro Luster Highlighter. This is the Golden Rose. I don't know why I just closed the lid. There we go. Stunning. Right. So we're going to finish off our eyes before I jump off and do the rest of my face. Okay. So we're going to go back into the Carnival palette just to do our lower lash line. Okay, so on a angled brush, I'm trying to find one that hasn't got the spoolie attached to the bottom of it. I don't think that is. Oh, got one. Got a Morphe one. So I'm taking the shade Lights Out on that angled brush, and I am going to line my lower lash line all the way from one end to the other. Okay, so it looks a little bit evil right now, doesn't it? So we're back onto that brush that we originally used for Lights Out, which is the Bperfect Stacey Marie 301. We are going to gently buff it out like so. Then using the Bperfect Stacey Marie 201, we're going to do the same again. Okay, can I find that brush that we used for the red? Oh, it's here, that'd be why. Okay, it's a little bit too fluffy. I want it more compact. Okay, well, so I'm taking a Spectrum 812 brush on with the shade Inferno. And we're going to blend out the shadow even more. Okay, so why is that looking like we've just been beaten up? We are going to take the first brush that we used for it without any extra shadow on. We're going to blend it out even more. So on our first initial brush, which is Bperfect PPE 13, back in with Fade. And we're going to just correct all our errors that we just done. Okay, so I'm going to quickly jump off, finish the rest of my face, and I'll come back on and show you the finished result. See you in a minute. Okay, so this is the final result. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of today's look. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. But that's it from me. I'm off, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.